Happy Monday. We are at day 36. So, this past week has been a little bit of a roller coaster. A lot of new things have kind of happened. I checked in last, I think it was on Wednesday, and today is Monday. So, it hasn't been long, but there's been so many things that have happened that it feels like it's been a lot longer than it has been. Um, no, I'll start off by saying I finished my initial challenge, my 1 month. I'm super proud, and that went exceptionally well. There was a couple of hiccups here and there, not with cheating or anything like that, but just making some poor decisions as far as like eating something spicy. But I don't know what I did, y'all. I don't know what I did. I went into day 31 excited. We finished strong, and I knew that going into February, I wanted to continue. So I expanded out my challenge to 60 days, or at least until the end of February. I don't know if that lands on 59 or 60 days, however it falls. So I expanded through the end of February. I already knew that there was going to be a cheat day, so to say, for my daughter's birthday coming up. That we have not hit that yet. We have not got that far. I was expecting there to be some hiccups when that came around. I wasn't really worried about feeling guilty about enjoying a birthday. It was more or less just worried that I would not be able to enjoy her birthday because stepping toe out of line would make me not feel well. And that is still a concern because, again, we have not hit that. However, this past weekend, we went to another competition. And this one had 0 choices for food. This one was actually held at a school. And their concessions was like what you would expect at a sports game. So they had chips, soda, candy bars, things like that. Nothing that was really even remotely an option. So we tried to think ahead, and we did pack up some these little beef sticks that are like little miniature beef stick bites. And I also made some cheese crisp. And I was like, at least we'll have a little something to snack on. And boy, was I glad that we did take them because for whatever reason, Saturday, I was starving all day. I was like a hunger I just could not get over. I figured eventually, it would just kind of pass. But I was hungry all day. We got out of the competition 3:30ish. And headed home. Up to that point, beyond just kind of being hungry, I was in a good mood. I was feeling fine apart from being hungry. So when we got home, I told my husband, I was like, listen, I've got to get something in my system. He was fine. He was kind of like the way I was the weekend before, where I just wasn't that hungry. That's how he was. So it wasn't a huge emergency to him at that moment. So I was able to warm up a piece of salmon and a piece of tuna that we had for supper the night before, and which were delicious, by the way. It was so good. So I ate that very clean, and I was happy with that. And I was like, okay, that will get me through until we eat dinner. And we were going to have chicken wings for supper. So a couple hours goes by. I start working on making chicken wings. Now, the way that I've decided to do these to kind of compromise is I bake them and then drop them into some beef tallow, fry them. And then, that gives you the fried wing experience without the seed oil. And they're delicious. these wings fried in beef tallow are phenomenal. They are so good. I mean, it's like it takes the flavor just a whole nother level. And they get good and crispy on the outside if you let them cook long enough. I mean, just delicious. So during cooking that, people were in and out of the kitchen, and I started to notice I was kind of getting a little short, just a little short with people, a little irritated, and I really couldn't understand why because I'd ate something, so it wasn't like I was hangry. But I could tell that my temper was getting a little bit short, and by the time I'd finished cooking, which was hour 15, um, I could just tell I was just not in a good mood. And I didn't know why. I could not understand. Nobody had did anything to me. Nothing had happened. Nothing had changed. But just all of a sudden, I was just in a very short-tempered mood. Like I felt like my fuse was about this big. And I didn't know why. And like my husband could tell like something was wrong, and he kept asking me like, are you okay? What's wrong? And like even him asking that was irritating me. And I was like, I'm fine. I don't know why I'm feeling the way I am right now, but I feel like I'm like on the tipping point of like getting very, very irritated. And like, I don't know how to process what I'm feeling right now. Nor do I understand what triggered that to happen because it was fine. The day was fine. Nothing had happened. So, we had supper. I had no appetite for whatever reason. I was so irritated that I didn't even want to like eat. So I ate 3 wings and the rest of my bowl I just put up. Like I didn't even want them, which was weird. And I mean, I know I ate the fish, but at the same time I was hungry while I was cooking, but I wasn't like hangry, if that makes any sense. So it was just like the irritation overrode the hunger. Wild. I don't know it. And I was like that all the way until I went to bed. Just very, very on edge, and I didn't know why. And like I kind of told everybody, like just let me be because I don't know, and I don't want to say anything or snap at anybody for no reason. They don't deserve that. But I was just not in the mood. So went to bed. Yesterday morning we get up, we go to church, and like I feel a lot better, but I could tell that like something was still kind of off. I felt a lot better, and my temper wasn't as bad. I was in a good mood. But like I could just still kind of tell there's something was a little off. Like I don't even know. Um, Ended up eating wings for my lunch, like all my leftover wings from the night before is what I ate for my lunch, and I had some ranch with it. Now the ranch that I made, and I actually like made it, I used sour cream as a base instead of mayonnaise, and the ranch seasoning packet. I know it's dirty, but it's not full of sugar or anything like that. Like the brand we get does not have any sugars, no carbs. So I'm like, if I'm making it in a sour cream base, like this is better than the bottled stuff, which is full of sugar. So I made some of that and ate my wings, and it was like the flavor of it was almost overpowering, even though I'd made it correctly and I've made it hundreds of times before. Um, it was so strong. I ended up having to go and like dilute it and add more sour cream into like a small little bowl, and I did like 1 spoon of the ranch that I made and then like 2 spoons of sour cream and mix it up so that it would dilute the flavor because it was like overpowering. And then I realized like the smell of the seasoning was like really, really strong. I'm like, I mean, do you smell this? Like, why is this so strong? And so could not understand that. I ate my wings. I enjoyed them. And then last night we had just some plain burger patties, a little salt, um, butter on them, very clean, good dinner. And now today I've got indigestion. Mood's great. I feel fine. Other than that, we went to the gym, feel good. Weight's still looking good. I say looking good. Weight's been stalled for, this is the third week, because I dropped week 3. I dropped 1 pound. So I was at that weight during week 3. And then week 4 and week 5 were still the same weight. And now today is the start of week 6. So week 3, 4, and 5, same weight. I have been just plateaued. But the measurements are still going down. So I just keep having to tell myself that if the measurements are going down, you're making progress, and I'm not gaining. So I'm not doing anything wrong because I'm not gaining in measurements. I'm not gaining in weight. So I'm just trying to keep telling myself it's probably just things shifting around, reallocating muscle for fat, and then probably also healing. So it's kind of one of those things I have to talk myself through because I could get discouraged, and I don't want to get discouraged. Now, in saying that, also, yesterday after eating my wings for lunch and that really strong garlic that I was getting off of the ranch, which is bizarre, we went to Sam's Club. We had to run a couple of errands. Actually had a Christmas gift that we had to exchange because we'd got my daughter's shoes in the wrong size. Child's growing like a weed. So we went and did that, and then I wanted to go by Sam's Club because they have the best deal on heavy cream. They're way cheaper than the food line, so we get our heavy cream from there. And there was a couple other items we needed to pick up. And being, for whatever reason, I go to the grocery store all the time, and it has not fazed me, has not bothered me. But for whatever reason, being in Sam's yesterday, I felt like, and this is so ridiculous, but I felt like the most pouty, bratty person possible. Because I was like, I can't have that, and I can't have that, and I can't have that, and guess what? I can't have that. And like, why? And I wasn't actually verbally saying this. It was in my head, but it was just like I was seeing things that once upon a time were considered healthy, and then seeing things that I just in general enjoy. And I was like, and it's not even snack foods. Like my daughter, she's still eating a normal diet, and she got a bag of cuties, and like, you would have thought in my head that she'd slap me in the face because I was like, oh, so she gets the bag of cuties, and I can't have anything. I was walking around. We went down the water aisle, and I got a case of waters, and I was looking to see if they had a case of Topo Chicos. They didn't have any Topo Chicos, and I pouted about that. And again, this is all kind of like internal. I'm not actually being a brat like to my husband and my daughter, because again, they don't deserve it. But it's like internally, I've been having these really weird things going on between my mood and then the sense of smell, and then things just not settling with me right because I don't understand why the ranch was just almost to the point where I didn't want to eat it. Maybe telling me something, but the thing is I've been seasoning my meat with salt, pepper, garlic, and onion this entire time, like garlic powder, onion powder. And so that has never bothered me, and I don't know. I don't know. But then today, indigestion, feel fine apart from that. Just, one of those things is just kind of like, well, that's inconvenient. But other than that, fine. Like I said, weight still stalled. I haven't measured. Oh, yes, I did. I measured yesterday, the end of the week. So measurements are still tracking downwards. Actually, measurements are looking really good. So, pretty happy with that. I think I'm going to do my next update. Let's see, today's Monday, so probably Wednesday or Thursday. Kind of see what's going on. I don't know why all of a sudden 5 weeks going on to into our 6th week into this, like I feel like I'm struggling a lot more with kind of the feeling of going without. Um, the diet is very boring, and I know I need to get over that. I keep trying to tell myself the whole mantra of you eat to live, you don't live to eat. But, sometimes when you're looking at yet another hamburger patty or yet another piece of chicken, you're just kind of like, this is so boring. And I just have to learn how to work past it. Um, but yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. I just wanted to tell you guys that. So this last 4 or 5 days has been rough. Lots of new things that I haven't dealt with during so far, but nothing that we didn't press on past. And now I was looking forward to celebrating my daughter's birthday this weekend, which her birthday is not until next week. We were going to celebrate this weekend, and now it looks like we may have to postpone for the following weekend because of bad weather. We haven't really made that call 100% yet, but there is the possibility. It's on the table of moving it until the following weekend. So I may have a longer gap before we finally have to face the carb demons. And I know that I could just not, but I don't want to do that. I want to enjoy with my daughter and with my family and, celebrate. That's what we're doing. I'm going to celebrate. I guess I'm definitely going to go because my phone won't stop dinging and ringing and all the above. I really need to quit filming on my phone and just pull out my camera and quit being lazy. But anyway, I will talk to you guys in the next one.